The time is 8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here's the news edited by Nishant Tushara and read by Tilani Pires. The headlines. The Minister of Foreign Affairs says Sri Lanka is looking for ways to boost bilateral relations with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Central Bank Governor states Sri Lanka is hoping to complete debt restructuring negotiations in the next 6 months. The FAO and Australia fund school agriculture clubs to support nutritional security. The biggest biofertilizer factory in the island is declared open. The election committee seeks fund confirmation for the local government polls. And on international news, the suspect held after another California mass shooting. And on sports news, tennis, Neil Skupski and Desiree Kravizek beat Jamie Murray and Taylor Townsend in the Australian Open 2023. The Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabri told Sri Lanka is looking for ways to boost bilateral relations with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia through connectivity, investments and employment opportunities. The minister, who is on an official visit to Saudi Arabia from January 23rd to the 27th, made this remark during an exclusive interview with Arab News. Recalling the cordial bilateral relations between Saudi Arabia and Sri Lanka, the minister said that Sri Lanka is hopeful of further strengthening the ties by boosting connectivity, investments and employment opportunities. He further mentioned that Saudi Arabia was a very influential member of the international community and also spoke of the importance of improving bilateral relations with the kingdom. Improving the trade relations between the two nations will also be a focal point during his meeting with Saudi officials. He noted that boosting Sri Lanka-Saudi Arabia bilateral ties is a possible catalyst to a wider, better relationship with the Islamic world. The Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Weerasinghe stated Sri Lanka is committed to meeting all its debt repayments and is hoping to complete debt restructuring negotiations in the next 6 months. He said there has been good progress this month, with India already pledging financing assurances, and assurances from China and Japan is anticipated soon. He made these remarks at the event of Economic Outlook 2023. Dr. Weerasinghe added that specific debt restructuring negotiations will be started with both commercial and bilateral lenders once the IMF program is unlocked. He noted that this process is expected to be completed in 6 months. But the biggest uncertainty is the time frame for the debt restructuring. It is only after debt sustainability is assured can Sri Lanka return to a sustainable growth path. He further said Sri Lanka's inflation would reduce at a faster pace in 2023 and expects it to reach single digits by the end of 2023. The central bank is aiming to bring down interest rates in line with inflation expectations. The process would be fast-tracked once the IMF program is unlocked. Over 200 schools will receive funding from Australia via the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations to build entrepreneurial school gardens in the North, Central and Uva provinces to support nutritional security among children. The Entrepreneurial School Gardens program, implemented as part of a project funded by the Australian government totaling over $2.3 million, is aimed at improving the food and nutritional security of groups most affected by the ongoing economic crisis, particularly women and children. The program features a discovery-based learning approach for over 100,000 secondary school students from grades 8 to 12, where they will be educated on the capacity to transform their school gardens into sources of nutritious produce that will facilitate diverse and healthy eating habits and encourage students to apply entrepreneurial thinking into agriculture. 505 school teachers from the 3 provinces were also trained on the discovery-based learning methodology as part of the program to improve skills in food security, nutrition, agriculture and entrepreneurship. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The newest factory of the Lanka Biofertilizer Company in Horana was declared open by the Minister of Agriculture, Mahinda Amarweera. This is the biggest biofertilizer factory in the island. The annual production of this factory is approximately 1 million litres of biofertilizer, which is eco-friendly. The biofertilizer could reduce usage of urea by 30%. Addressing the gathering, the minister said that the ministry has taken maximum measures to prevent the nematodes disease in the paddy cultivation. The National Election Commission has addressed a letter to the Finance Ministry requesting a clarification on whether funds can be provided for the local government election. The chairman of the National Election Commission in the letter had sought a clarification from the Treasury Secretary. The cost for the local government elections is estimated at 10 billion rupees. The local government election 2023 will take place on the 9th of March as declared by the National Elections Commission. A writ application has been filed with the Court of Appeal seeking an order rescinding the Cabinet Minister's directive to the Public Utilities Commission with regard to increasing the electricity tariffs. The Cabinet Ministers had earlier instructed the electricity sector regulator to work with the Ceylon Electricity Board to take necessary measures to increase the tariffs. The Electricity Consumers Association and the Centre for Environmental Justice had put forward the said writ application naming the CEB, the Minister of Power and Energy, the PUCSL, the Attorney General and several others as its respondents. The writ application, recalling the decision taken by the Cabinet Ministers to increase the electricity tariffs, mentioned that the Public Utilities Commission has been directed to take joint measures with the CEB to implement the tariff hike and pointing out that the PUCSL is an independent commission. The petitioners underscored that the Cabinet of Ministers are not vested with the power to give such directives. Accordingly, they have requested the Appeals Court to issue an order invalidating all directives given by the Cabinet Ministers to the PUCSL on increasing electricity tariffs. That ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Committee on High Posts has approved the appointments of a new ambassador and High Commissioner recently. Accordingly, approval was given for the appointment of Mrs. Chitrangani Vagiswara as the new High Commissioner of Sri Lanka to the Commonwealth of Australia. The committee has also approved the appointment of Mr. M.N. Bandara as the Ambassador of Sri Lanka to the State of Israel. The committee approval was granted for the appointment of Mr. Gunadasa Samarasinghe as the Secretary to the Minister of Agriculture as well. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And on Watchlight tonight, Sri Lanka's cabinet spokesperson announced that the daily power outages will be limited to 2 hours. Speaking at the media briefing to elaborate on cabinet decisions, Minister Bandula Gunawardena noted that the 2-hour power outage will only take place after 4 p.m, covering the period of the GCE advanced level examination. He said this decision was taken considering the students sitting for the examination, adding that the 2-hour outage will take place in phases. That came to in Watchlight. Coming up, World News. World News headlines first. The suspect held after another California mass shooting. Poland says Germany has received tank exports request. North Korea issues extreme cold weather alert. The U.S. state of California is reeling from its second mass shooting in days after a man shot dead 7 former co-workers south of San Francisco. The attacks took place in the coastal city of Half Moon Bay. The victims were all Chinese-American farm workers. The suspect, Zhao Chunli, 67, was arrested after driving to a police station. It comes as the state mourns the deaths of 11 at Monterey Park, about 6 hours southeast of Half Moon Bay, during the Lunar New Year celebrations. Germany has now received Poland's official request to re-export Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine, the Polish defense minister has said. Ukraine wants the German-made Leopard 2, one of the most widely used Western tanks, to help it break through Russian lines and recapture territory this year. Germany, whose approval is required for re-exports of the Leopard, has held back until now. Berlin has said it is willing to act quickly if there is a consensus among its Western allies over sending battle tanks to Ukraine. North Korean authorities have warned of extreme weather conditions in the country as a cold wave sweeps the Korean peninsula. Temperatures are likely to dip below minus 30 Celsius in the northern regions. Coastal areas are also expected to see high winds, according to state media. South Korea too has issued a cold wave warning, and northern China has been experiencing record low temperatures. Back to the world news headlines. The suspect held after another California mass shooting. Poland says Germany has received tank exports request. North Korea issues extreme cold weather alert. That ends world news.
Development news.
The Colombo Stock Exchange, CSE, and the CFA Society Sri Lanka wish to appoint financial literacy ambassadors from state universities in Sri Lanka and to conduct training session on financial literacy for them on the 26th of January 2023 from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at the CSE Auditorium in Colombo. This is in line with the several initiatives that the CFA Society, Sri Lanka and the CSC recently forged to increase the level of financial literacy among the youth in the country. The two organizing institutes believe that the financial returns from gaining knowledge on financial literacy and its application among many within the universities will provide significant benefits to their lives, particularly given the prevailing economic crisis. That came to you in Development News.
Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Sports tennis. Neil Skupski came out on top in the mixed doubles battle of the Britons as he and American partner Desiree Krauzik defeated Jamie Murray and Taylor Townsend to reach the Australian Open semi-finals. Skupski and Krauzik came from a set down to beat Murray and Townsend, also American, 4-6, 6-3, 10-5 in Melbourne. They will face Indian pair Sania Mirza and Rohan Bopanna in the last four. That ends sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Aitken Spence PLC was crowned the Sector Award winner in the Diversified Holdings category and the winner of Demonstrated Resilient Practices for COVID-19 context. The company won the most number of awards at the Best Corporate Citizen Sustainability Awards 2022, held annually organized by the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, and moreover, Aitken Spence is the only company to be the 10th Best Corporate Citizen for the 17th consecutive time. That came to you in Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of... For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first, and this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC. Imagine the possibilities.
And on economic news, the tourist arrivals to Sri Lanka in the first 3 weeks of January have topped 70,000, indicating country's tourism industry is firmly on the recovery path. The provisional data from the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority showed that for the January 1st to the 22nd period, a total of 72,002 international visitors have entered the country. Compared with the corresponding period in 2022, the tourist arrivals have expanded by nearly 23%. From January 1st to the 22nd Open 2022, Sri Lanka welcomed a total of 58,548 visitors. The Russian Federation, India and Germany were the leading countries for these tourist arrivals. That was economic news.
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Matra districts during the afternoon or night. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters are likely at some places. A few showers may occur in the eastern and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district during the morning. That was the weather report, and now to end this news broadcast, the main points once again. The Minister of Foreign Affairs says Sri Lanka is looking for ways to boost bilateral relations with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Central Bank Governor states Sri Lanka is hoping to complete debt restructuring negotiations in the next 6 months. The FAO and Australia fund school agriculture clubs to support nutritional security. The biggest biofertilizer factory in the island is declared open. The Elections Committee seeks fund confirmation for the local government polls. And on international news, the suspect held after another California mass shooting. And on sports news, tennis, Neil Skupski and Desiree Kravizek beat Jamie Murray and Taylor Townsend in the Australian Open 2023. That ends this news broadcast.